Hi there. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about area. So, what is area? Well, area is the amount of space a two-dimensional or 2D shape takes up. The amount is called a square unit. So, we know what units are. Units are different ways to measure things. So, there's centimeters, there's meters, there is yards, milliliters. But in this case, we're talking about measuring a shape or an amount in the space. So some examples, a centimeter, the way you write it is centimeter with this little 2 up there, okay? And this is read as square centimeters. Same thing with yards, you write it like this with the little 2 up there, and this is read as square yards. So that is what area is. That is how you would write it when you're doing area questions or doing anything involving area when it comes to math. So here are two examples I have on the board right here. This one right here is a shape that has centimeters, so I'm using centimeters for both these examples. It's 3 centimeters by 2 centimeters, so it's each square, it is 1 square centimeter. So this is 1 square centimeter, this is 1 square centimeter, this is 1 square centimeter, and so on and so forth. So to figure out the area of this shape, I need to add all those square centimeters. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives me 6 square centimeters. Now, just like with perimeter, if you watch the perimeter videos that I made, you have to make sure you include the unit in your answer. In this case, the unit is centimeters, and it's centimeters squared. So 6 centimeters squared is the answer for this first one. Okay? Or you could do it this way for this first example. You could go 3 times 2, because we know that this part is 3 centimeters squared, and we know that this side is 2 centimeters squared, so we could actually multiply it 3 times 2, which will give us the same answer, 6 centimeters squared. On this bottom one here, though, we can't do that, and I'll get to that right over here. This is what this is going to be about, okay? But right here, we have, again, centimeters squared. Each square represents 1 square centimeter. So to find the area, again, we got to add them all up, and that will give us the area. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives us, again, 6 square centimeters. Now, this shape and this shape don't look the same, but they actually have the same amount of space, even though they're not the same kind of shape. All right? So make sure you know that as well. But I mentioned we can't do 3 multiplied by 2 here because it's not a not a perfect, but it's not a shape that has 4 equal sides. Well, this balloon right over here mentions there's a very common formula you could use to find area. You would take the length times the width. In the first example, the length was 3 centimeters and the width was 2 centimeters. So length times width, and that should give you the area of that 2D shape. But, however, this formula only works with squares and rectangles. It wouldn't work with this shape here. Only with squares and rectangles.